Petrie.
Thanks, Mr Deputy Speaker. The family court system does need a major overhaul, very much needs an major haul. The Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia Bill 2018, I do support it, and it is a step in the right direction. Those who go through divorce, separation will often tell you that it's the hardest, most stressful and frustrating times in their lives. The issue facing our courts today is people are being referred to either the Federal Circuit Court or the Family Court of Australia. Having two court systems isn't working. Currently, there are many cases that are being heard in the wrong court. It is wasting our courts' resources and, most importantly, the mum and dads of Australia's time, money and affecting their well-being. The wait time for the family law system and Federal Circuit Court has increased by a third, blowing the wait time out to over 15 months. Time to even get into the courts, according to some of my constituents, even for their first mention, and then it's mention after mention after mention, and they can take between 3 to 6 months between each one before the matter is listed for trial. I've had constituents come in that say they've taken over 5 years to finalise, which is incredibly long. The Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia Bill 2018 before the House today aims to unite the two courts with one governing Chief Justice. This will make it simpler for families and lawyers to navigate the family court system, reducing stress and financial pressure. Of course, Mr Deputy Speaker, this may not fix all of the issues that families face and constituents face that come to see me, but it is a step in the right direction to fix many of the concerns that have been raised. Constituents have contacted me over the years, and they have all sorts of issues. I mean, I've had men in my office saying they want a suicide, just in tears. I've had grandparents in my office saying how terrible it is that they can no longer see their grandchildren and that their son or daughter is under significant financial stress and emotional stress. I've had women as well in my office that have been in DV situations that say they haven't actually been believed when they've gone to the court. And why is that? Because I've had other constituents in my office that have actually told me that when they went to their lawyer, that their lawyers told them the first thing they should do is take out a DVO against their partner, and which has created the issue from the previous constituent that came to see me that said that they weren't believed. I mean, the whole thing is an absolute mess, and it's one of the biggest issues that people come to talk to me about on a regular basis. And it's myself not being a lawyer, I know we've got a lot of lawyers and legal people in the parliament here, but it is a real concern. And the 5 years that I've been here in this place, I've continued to talk to our government and our Attorney-Generals and others about how we fix the family court system, because whatever is currently working isn't working well. And I mean, from those opposite, all I want to hear is status quo. Let's not make any changes. Let's not support this bill. Which isn't a solution at all. People have spoken to me about the desire for a royal commission too into the family courts. They've spoken to me about that many times, and I know we already have a couple of royal commissions going on in relation to banking and aged care, but that doesn't necessarily excuse not to have another one if it is a major issue and this can't be resolved. The Federal Attorney-General, Christian Porter, has put up this bill. He's got a lot of experience in this area, and I trust what he's got to say, and I think this is a step in the right direction, and I'd call on the parliament to support it and not continue to delay and delay and delay. This has been going on for years. If the system needs to be reviewed and rebuilt to restore justice and hope to protect children as well from the devastating lifelong trauma that's involved with this, then let's do it, because there's just so many issues, Mr Deputy Speaker, that I wanted to get on record and say to my constituents that I've spoken about it, that I've been listening, and I'm definitely passing it on to the parliament here as well. Mr Deputy Speaker, there has been consultation as well. I know that will this bill help? Yes, I believe it will. It'll streamline the way matters are heard, instances of case starting in the wrong court, appeals being heard by 3 judges of the family court will now be heard by 1 judge in the federal court, freeing up 2 other judges to get more of the backlog done. There are parliamentarians that have spoken with barristers, that have spoken with federal circuit court judges, and what they say is that these steps are a good thing. So for every member of the opposition that says, oh, well, there's not enough consultation, There has been consultation. I've spoken to a number of members on my own side, as well as the Attorney-General, that consultation has been done. The Federal Circuit Court and Family Court operate under different rules of law, and cases are often referred to one another, which draws out the process and adds considerable costs and stress to families. The Attorney-General has advised that these changes will finalise an additional 3,000 cases every year and eliminate 35,000 cases being referred to the wrong court. Well, that sounds like a step in the right direction to me. It's time to rewrite, rebuild and restore a system that protects children, strengthens families and ensures cases are being dealt with in an efficient and timely manner. I mean, we heard all sorts of accusations from the member for Herbert a minute ago, Mr Deputy Speaker, that wanted to make this about politics. That's what she did. She wanted to make it about politics. Every member in this place, doesn't matter whether they sit in the opposition or the government, will know the amount of people that come before them to talk about the family court and some of the failures with it. I call on those sitting opposite to support the bill. By reforming Australia's family law system, we will reduce the stress on families, helping reduce lifelong mental consequences for those involved, and I'm proud to stand here and support it today. Thank you.